Hello everyone. In this video we're gonna see together how we can actually start transforming and manipulating our data. In order to do that we're gonna use what we call Power Query. It's an engine within Power BI. This same engine also, or sometimes even called ETL, for extract, transform, load tool. It does exist also actually in Excel if you are familiar with Excel. So in order to do that, first of all, we're gonna load a dataset. This time I'm gonna use the Pokemon dataset. It's a very famous dataset that you can find actually on the internet. And yeah, so in order to use Power Query, we can actually go directly from here by clicking on transform data. Otherwise there is another way. I'm gonna show it to you. So here firstly let's load. Okay, that was quick. And in order actually to start transforming this big table, we're gonna go to edit queries, and here as you can see here we have Power Query Editor, and for every data source that we load we will have actually a data set or a table or what we call query. And as you can see here we have all the columns. And what else do we have is this, we have first of all a name that we can actually change as we want. What we have these 3 steps. This is by the way called a recipe in data analytics or BI. This is called a recipe, and here you have actually different steps of your recipe. So first there is the source, and then promoted header. You see here column 1, column 2, and the headers are at this level. So Power BI and Power Query actually detected that automatically, promoted the header, and then there is actually a default set of types which is actually text, and then actually it goes smartly and change actually the type. So instead of text, it became actually numeric, and the same for different columns. And our transformation is actually every transformation we will apply here using the different options we have here, and in this tab also column, and the other ones will actually be translated into steps that will add up actually to our recipe. So here for instance I'm gonna show you something very simple. If you go to any actually text, here ABC text column, and right click, you will see that you have actually a bunch of transformations that you can apply. So you can remove duplicates, remove errors, change type. So here as you can see it's a text, so you can actually change it to a type that is that makes more sense depending on your situation. You have your transformations, lowercase, upper, trim, clean, etc. I'm gonna show you remember this transform. Let's go and see a numeric column. Yeah, this one, base happiness for instance. Here you see in the transform, since it's a numeric column, we have actually more options. So we can round, we can get the absolute value based in logarithm, the power, you can power it to 2 or more depending on your needs. If it doesn't make sense, also square roots, etc. Then you also have actually text transformations. What else you have? You can replace values. So for instance here I can replace the 70 by another value, for to rectify some errors for instance. What else? We can fill down app, do some group bys. Yeah, this can be a subject for another video. The unpivot too, you can rename, move. So let's say that this column actually is very important, so I'm gonna put it in the beginning of my data table. You see here I have it in my beginning, in the beginning of my table, and also I have actually a reordered column. And what else can we do? Yeah, let's for instance I'm gonna try to first, duplicate, for instance, this, column. Here I have like a copy. I can rename it, double click, abilities, 2, for instance. This same column I can apply transformations on top of it, so I want actually everything to be lowercase. So here it is. I have my step which was added here. What can we do? Yeah, let's for instance separate the values. Okay, transform. Where is it? Split column by delimiter. So this is a very useful transformation. Sometimes you have different characteristics that are like separated either by certain delimiter or other. So here I'm gonna, for instance, choose. You can have like a custom one, so it's if it is a star or something, but here we know that we want actually to divide by the comma. Each occurrence you have actually this options: leftmost delimiter, rightmost delimiter. So I make it like to the leftmost one, and here as you can see our column has been actually split to 2. So we have one that gives all the abilities at the left, and the others actually to the second column. In this case actually it doesn't make, in this Pokemon dataset it doesn't make sense, but my goal here is just like to show you the different things you can actually do with Power Query. As you can see here, I can remove this steps, and I went back. I can actually go back and have a preview of my data table before adding this steps. I can go back again. What else can we do? Let's take like this defense, duplicate, and I'm gonna play with this copy. So okay, transform, and I want to I don't have it here, so I'm gonna go to the transform tab. Here you have actually much more choices. Yeah, this is the one actually I was searching for. So I can add a value to this column, to the different rows of this column. Let's say I want actually to multiply, so I can click on 2, multiply by 2. Remember that the first row is 49, so by 2 that will give us 98. Cool. What else? Rounding, I can change this. Information is even, so I can actually add a column is even, true, and false if it's an odd number. I'm gonna remove this too. And once you finish your whole transformations depending on your need, yeah, I remember this can be very useful. So I'm gonna show it to you here right now. As you can see here, we have actually a lot of columns, so we can just like remove one column. If you click, if you choose one column and you do control, you can actually specify many columns. I'm sorry. So here 1, control 2, 3, and I can click remove columns, and they all went up. Otherwise, if you want, let's say to just keep let's just keep these 3 columns. So here I'm gonna click on the first one. It's too much to go with a control and click all over all these columns, so I'm gonna go till the end, and I'm gonna push on shift, then click on the last one, and here I have all these columns that have been selected, and I just need to do like remove columns, for instance, or remove other columns. So that's one. Yeah, this is a very good manipulation for columns. You can actually also do the same with the rows. So here we can say that keep top rows, keep the bottom one, row range, remove, top, bottom, remove duplicates also if we have them. And yeah, sometimes there's like situations where you have actually some errors in your data, which is normal. And let's suppose that you are in a hurry and you don't want actually, and the number of errors is few, then it's just like worth it, to save time, to just like remove errors and yeah, deal with the rest of your data. And the same options that we have shown actually with the right click, you basically have it here too. And by the end, let's see that you are satisfied where your recipe, you just go and close and apply. And here Power Query will apply the changes, and your data table actually will be updated depending on the transformations that you have applied. So I'm gonna try to keep it short. As you can see, there's a lot of options afforded by Power Query. So yeah, just go and discover a bit the different options that you have, and I'm sure that you will find the necessary things like to succeed in your data transformation. So thank you so much.